Hello, everybody. This is a chapter. I was going to say chapter of this novel. It's the episode number 78, and today is the 10th of October, 10/10/2024. And I'm going to swap places with Kasey over here. So she's in one side, I am at the other side. Hello, everybody. This is Angel with Expansion Network, as you know, accelerating the consciousness of humanity every single day. And this is the 78th time that you and I all meet together with Julius and Kasey in order to make this show, the Ask Julius Show, a show in which everybody asks all those questions that they always wanted to ask and they never dared to do it. And we have this space open for you so that you can ask questions. We are broadcasting from the United States of America, and we are having a blast every single day. All right. So, Kasey, how are you?
Fantastic. But I do want to say something, Angel. I'm going to prompt this show with something, okay? So something a little different. And I want to just say something and prompt everybody here. We're going to hot poker everybody. So just 2 days ago, I was standing in the kitchen and I had something sitting on the stove. So I have to admit to everybody, I have a little bit of a Tiffany lamp obsession. Okay. So it's a particular, if you're not familiar with what that is, it's kind of the stained glass look. Okay. Tiffany lamps. And so once again, I had found a really cool peacock Tiffany lamp. So it was sitting on my counter in the kitchen, came from an antique store. So of course they always have these really cool energies to them. We were changing out the light fixture stuff. Greg Nyman was sitting in the kitchen with me and I was looking at the peacock, Angel, and it glitched 3 times. And both Greg and I got a wave of nausea and we looked at each other and we're like, what was that? And it was like Julius came in and said they just did a timeline shift. We both had to sit down, felt sick to our stomachs, and we were like, wow. Of course, that was right before the storm hit Florida, of course, this week. And I'm like, wow, right? And for the last couple of days, it has been weird energy around. Don't know about anybody else. Would love to hear some feedback on this from some people. Of course, we went around and did our energy work, grounded ourselves out and stuff. So there is definitely interesting energy going on. I won't call it good or bad, but just so evident. I've never felt it so evidentially before. They are putting this out. They are hitting this, everybody hard with this. So I just wanted to prompt this show today, just in case anybody else has felt a little off this week or a little intense this week. Not sure, sending everybody so much love and we're ready to get in it, right? We are ready to let Julius unleash themselves, right?
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. A timeline shift, that's something. Yeah. That's definitely something really important. Thank you for describing that to that detail. And definitely, there's so many things happening. I'm gonna allow the audience to say what they have been feeling. But definitely, it's been a hectic week. It's been a different week, and you never know why things are happening, right? But definitely, it's been a hectic week. So thank you so much. Right. Thank you so much for sharing. And again, it's the 78th. And Greg Nyman was telling us the other day that the 10th of 10th the 10th of October, 10/10, 2024, 10/10 means awakening. So I hope that today is going to be another incredible show. By the way, last week was already an incredible show. So we'll keep on going. We'll keep on doing extraordinary things here. And Greg actually is telling us, hello, everyone. Such an amazing group. Absolutely. It's a great group. I couldn't. All right. So, okay. Wonderful. So I'm just trying to read the messages. Lots of messages today before we even start. That's awesome. All right. So many questions that our audience has. Yeah, actually, the lean is saying the energy has been super crazy. Absolutely. You bet. Yeah. And then Robbie Nazima, good morning, esoteric aromatherapy, she's saying, good morning from Australia. Yes, it's been so weird. I haven't been able to relax, really restless. And strange. I'm really impressed about how many people from Australia are actually joining us every single week, and every single week there's new people coming from Australia. So there's definitely a reason for that. We'll try to figure that out. All right. Also, Greg is saying, excuse me, 78 is an abundant number. Also means you are on the right path. We are on the right path. We are on the right path. Okay. All right. It just became an auctioneer for a second. All right. Let's continue. What else? What else? Oh, so many questions. Okay. So let me scroll up because there are so many questions here. There have been so many questions. Let me go to the first one. Okay. So the first question here, by the way, we have questions from the other day, and I'm going to make sure that we also asked those questions from the other day. But the first question today live is from Hilda B, and it couldn't be otherwise. Is Source continuously and eternally creating new thoughts, or all infinite thoughts and emotions have always been? Therefore, the expansion is about the infinite permutations of thought emotion pairs. Oh my God, what a question.
Yeah,
Thank
great
you so
question,
much,
Master. That's
Hilda.
exactly what Source is. So that is known as the void. The void is the launching of thought, the launching of thought. It is the seventh level of consciousness. While you are embodied, you will not reach that seventh level. You will reach the sixth level of consciousness. It is the highest level of consciousness that you can reach while inserted in any aspect, in any percentage inside of a costume, returning to the launching of all thought, the launching of all thought. So Source, which is you, Master, you are launching thought all the time, but not while you are embodied. Do you have the ability to access this experience? Because even as a soul, you are expanded into a demonstration of yourself from that launching of thought. So the closest you can come back is to the remembrance that there is a part of you that has that experience. From there, thought is expanded into light particles, which is a soul or sentient, which is the emotional processor of the thought that is launched. And that's what expands thoughts, Master, into the infinite aspect of itself. So when you ask us what has always been, we will say all of this exists in the moment of now, in a never-ending, ongoing aspect of itself, because time does not exist. It is an illusionary construct of an illusionary holographic projection's rotation around a holographic star that just feeds into the permeance of the illusion that your altered ego has accepted as an ultimate truth. But your soul knows that these are just thought projections in perspectives of possibilities upon oneself. And this will always be, Master, because there is no end to the possibilities of you.
All right. Thank you so much. And let's go for the next question. Actually, this is a Sony Deans. Hi, Sony. Great to have you here again, obviously. And the question is regarding your comment in the beginning, regarding your experience that you and Greg had when you experienced a timeline shift. For those who have joined the show a little bit late, so recently in the week, Kasey and Greg were in the kitchen cooking, basically, and they experienced a timeline shift. So the question, Sony's question is, wow, what does it mean? Is it beneficial for us? That's a great question.
So here's what we will tell you, Masters. Manipulation to the hologram is not anything that is generally beneficial for you. It is usually just that, a form of manipulation. And manipulation is always coming from the energy of fear, always coming from the energy of fear. That is not good or bad. It is just a truth. So it's usually something that is intended to bind you or prevent what they project could be a possibility for itself. And of course, unless you are fear-based, why would you want to control something full of possibility, full of potential? So when they're messing with the timelines, there is just a lot of manipulation going on. They don't need to shift timelines to help you, okay? You are source and you balance all aspect of energy potential just by being the light, okay? Now, there is an energetic war going on. We've long talked about this, and the nefarious energies that have controlled and dominated the Earthship are losing their control. So there is an active battle going on around. You guys are basically just standing there, and all this stuff is going on around you. What you should be doing, or what not should as in a requirement, but if you choose to help assist the positive energies, what you should be doing is making sure, masters, that you are grounding yourself several times a day, setting your intention and projection from your heart to say to yourself, I do not give permission to nefarious and low frequency energies. I do not comply. You do not have permission to be in my thought field, to be in my potential field, because they feed off of the energy of your ignorance or your inability to be aware of what is going on, because in their belief system, and therefore their projection and action system, because your belief system becomes your projection and action system, they figure if you don't say no, you say yes. So you must say no to anything that holds you down from love, that holds you in a binding aspect, because there is a war going on, masters, and our advice to you would be to shields up on yourselves so that you can be the dominant force on this Earthship right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next question. Again, we have so many questions today. Let's go to, all right. Okay. This is one coming from Eileen. Okay, Darlene, thank you. Hi, everyone. Question, can Julius give us a hopeful message or two on the upcoming election?
Masters, we are saying that they actually still are not planning on having an election. That's what we can tell you. Having said that, it doesn't mean that it won't play itself out, okay? What we will tell you is everything is about your energy projection. Everything. We will tell you that they do not have an intention of allowing the dampening, the darkening, the imprisonment, and the enslavement of embodied beings on this Earthship, organic embodied beings on this Earthship, to be controlled for another 4 years. We can tell you the encouragement is that the plan is to soften that containment for you. That's what we see, and that is what we know. And that's all that we can tell you at this time.
All right. Thank you so much. Next question. Okay. So this question comes from the Immersive Podcast. You mentioned that when a celebrity fakes his or her death, they are taken to another timeline. Can you explain exactly how that timeline switching happens, if it's done by frequency or how?
Oh, it's easy to open up portals, Master. Super easy. It's just an energy projection. So everything's energy, Master. Everything's energy. You can open up a portal right now, but we don't have the time to show you how to do it in the show. But it's just an energy manipulation, right? But they can open up portals. So here's what we will tell you. Portals do not exist. They're all an illusion. Your source. Once you get a grasp that you are source, you can open up a portal to the hologram that you are projecting just with your thoughts. But we're going to loop back around because most of you are not there vibrationally. And we'll just tell you that they can just use handheld devices to open up portals. That's what we will tell you. They literally have handheld devices that they carry interdimensionally with each other. So they'll have to carry around a Stargate, okay, because that gets a little bit heavy, but they actually have handheld devices. And a lot of hybrids have implants in the palms of their hands that they can shoot, and that they're programmed to be able to open up portals with. So if you are fully organic, they have devices that you hold. If you are hybrid or you are synthetic, there's actually built-in construct into your limbs to be able to throw and open and close portals for yourself, or half portals, because synthetics and inorganics can hide in the folds in between timelines.
All right, thank you so much. The next question comes actually from an offline question from Ursula Baker. And the question is Sarasota, Florida, one of the 12 planetary stargates that have been close to humans?
No, there's more than 12. Yes, but no, meaning there's more than 12. And Siesta Key Beach, of course, has got tunnels underneath it that lead to Disney World for child trafficking. And most everything on the coastline in Florida and the Keys are all related to child trafficking, but they are tearing those down and flooding those. That's part of what's going on right now.
All right. Actually, someone was asking exactly that. What's the meaning? Hold on. Let me see who was asking. Yeah, it was Sony who was actually asking why the hurricane.
That's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons. So they're doing it. So there's battle going on, and some of it has to do with the fracking, and a lot of it has to do with tearing down and exposing child trafficking. That's what most of the weather concerns in the last 4 years have been, a game between hiding evidence, tearing it down. So it's basically like drug dealers flushing their stuff down the toilet, right? And the positive energy, tearing it down to get rid of it, because to prevent further usage from it. So some of it's a tear down to hide the evidence, and the others is a tearing down to destroy it so it is not active. And then unfortunately, embodied beings become in the crossfire, and then all of that becomes a layer of money and manipulation for dark energies to continue to prosper financially from disaster, as they always have.
All right, thank you so much. Question also offline from Christine, and the question is, Julius recently mentioned Nasara or Jasara. Mm-hmm. Please explain what is the truth of this.
There are systems that have been in place. They've been a concept for quite a long time. They've actually been a concept back from Lincoln. So these are global economic rebalancing, where all of the currencies around the globe are asset backed, resource and asset backed. So not necessarily gold backed, but whatever their natural resources of the country, that would be the backing up of their currency. And every part of the earth has valuable resources, okay? And so each country was allowed to bring to the table their valuable resources. So resources also include healing technology, can also, agriculture, healing, all kinds of different things. So every part of the earth has resources for everybody to be able to thrive in a life formation and in an ongoing existence here. And so a monetary system or an economic system that allowed for the diversity of that, but also provided the balance of it. So this would make all economies balanced across the globe. Can you imagine the freedom in that? You would no longer have a first world country, a second world country, or a third world country. And so it's an economics balancing system is what it is. And that's part of what the dark energies have been fighting so hard to prevent. So hard to prevent, okay? And so it's been trying to release itself. Countries have reorganized or revalued their currencies over the historical years. You can look at all of that in an attempt to unleash the full balance around the globe. But what they're trying to do now is to get Nasara Jasara and the revaluing of all currencies to balance out in a simultaneous action. This is how all other timelines that are three-dimensional allow for the prosperous action of consciousness, awakening, love, empathy, and compassion to be thriving in an existence where life forms and lifestyles and lifespans truly have no limitation to them, because what you don't understand, or maybe you do, masters, is that one of the primary programs that enslave you and imprison you is the fear wrapped around economy, money and economy. They control you with it. And so Nasara Jasara is an unleashment. Nasara means national economic structure, reform, and then Jasara is global. So they're trying to get this launched here as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next question from actually an offline question as well from Learn George. Hi from Australia. How long do our loved ones hang around after they leave their physical body? Are they all close by now watching us in these exciting times? Thank you.
Yeah. So, Master, there's all of that's an illusion, distance. So your loved ones are just a thought away. We won't say that there's a time that like, okay, they're going to hang out for 7 days and then they're out of here. Okay. You actually are all of that if you want to get into a really high frequency teaching, but we understand that most people don't live their day in and day out lives in that perception. So we're going to love you and support you from your perception that they are separate and singular from you. But masters, they are just a thought away and they are unlimited. So even though you perceive that this singular body can only do one thing at a time, when you are in the light field, that is not a truth. Light is infinite and endless. So by thinking of them or feeling of them, you will never prevent them from doing other things that they desire. So go ahead and think about them. Go ahead and call them in. Go ahead and love them. Go ahead and heal the relationship. Go ahead and interact with them all you want, all that soothes your heart, all that pleases your soul, and you will never prevent them. They are not sacrificing in any way, shape, or form to interact with you. So masters, think away.
All right, thank you so much. Actually, I was showing another question, which is a follow-up question to the Nasara Jasara question. And I think that throughout the show, there's been at least 2 instances in which we have talked about certain financial institutions having breakdowns. And actually just last week, the customers of Bank of America here in the US did not have access to their money, and their accounts show zero for almost 24 hours. And I think it was last year also. Oh yeah, the international money transfer system, the SWIFT, was actually down last year or at the beginning of this year. I don't know, it was like for a couple of days or something like that. There were millions and millions and millions of transactions that were actually stopped or delayed for a while. Actually, I was personally affected for that, just to give you a reason. But anyway, the question, please go ahead. And Julius, thank you for all the insights. And it stands now, is there going to be a financial crash to bring the system down?
No, it doesn't project that that's going to be the truth. There could be some glitches, as Angel just beautifully stated. And could be a day or so, might be a few days, but masters, they've already got a layering system. So there's hold on. There's 3 quadrants to the QFS system. So there's 3 layers to the QFS system. Your systems will be protected in 3 layers, and they're testing all of that. So all of your currencies, all of your money is already backed up, master. It's already safe. Okay. What they're trying to do is they're trying to come up with a rhythm and secure the frequency of that rhythm so it cannot be affected by those throwing timeline interference. That's what they're doing.
All right, fair enough. And now it's time, because we are in the middle of the show. Hold on a second. We're going to talk about these incredible things that are going to happen in Sarasota from the 8th to the 10th of November. And we're very happy that we have so many people here wondering what's happening in Sarasota. Let me show you what's going to happen in Sarasota. Let me show you. This is exactly what's going to happen in Sarasota from the 8th to the 10th of November. By the way, the first question is, Kasey, have you touched base with the retreat house that the retreat is going to happen? Do we know everything is in order? What can you say about it?
I literally was there on Monday. So it's so funny that you just asked me that question. So I have to make a confession here really quick. And some of you may not believe me, but I literally do not watch television. I do not have an active television in my home. And I was not aware that there was another hurricane coming through. And my son, my beautiful son, lives in Florida. And I decided to take a vacation and run down there and have him take me by the beach house that we were going to use. And good holy hell, it's like downtown Kuwait on the beach right down there. And so it's the beach house. Thankfully, initially I was like, I'm not really overly excited about where this beach house is, because it's really just kind of in a neighborhood and it's about a 10-minute drive, which was very deceiving when we initially booked the house. And I'm like, this isn't too great. But now, given the circumstance, I'm like, hey, I actually think that's a good idea, because I don't think any of the beach houses down really close to the beach, Angel, they're none of them are rentable at this point. I don't know what they're doing, and they're going to have to redo these houses. They're down in Tarpon Springs, which is down there as well. All of the stores in the downtown area had been flooded with 4 feet of water, so they're all shut down. Now, of course, we got a month now for all of this to get itself cleared up and get it settled. But to answer your question, the house we're doing or using is safe and sound. It's a guest, Julius, knows what's going on and aligned to this house for us. And even though initially I was like, I don't know. Now I'm like, yeah, maybe so. So the house is fine. The house is fine. We're going to make it a fantastic retreat. We do know that this is absolutely clearing negative energy, bringing in an energy force. And I want to let everybody know this, and this is something we did not talk about last week. And this is something that is not in the description. And I'm going to make this declaration right here and right now. Julius has something in store for the people at this retreat. That's what I can tell you. They're going to experience some kind of a new something from Julius. This retreat is 1 full day that's going to involve 3 of the vault removals, 3 processes for vault removals. So to be clear, that's not 3 vaults being removed. Those are 3 processes where we get anywhere from 3 vaults to 20 or 30 vaults pulled per session. So it's going to be a crazy day of vault removal as well as Julie's teachings. Simultaneously, on one of the other days, we're doing 3 full processes for your DNA spiral helix activation and alignment. That's on the second day. And on the third day, we always kind of just wonder what the heavens Julius is going to present with everybody. But I was out running, did a 10-mile run the other morning, and was recording downloads. And Julius will have something else that they're going to be opening up inside of everybody. And the people who go to this retreat are going to get it. They're going to get it. So we're super excited. I don't even know what any of that means. No, that's not true. I do have a good grasp of what it means, but I never know what Julius is going to present to people at the retreats fully. It's always amazing. It's always in alignment with extraordinary, powerful forces to uplift everybody and to get them fully in alignment with who they are, what they're doing, and hopefully to usher in the rest of this time life here on the physical plane for you in as much joy and as much possibility for you as possible. So that's what's
All
going
right.
on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. By the way, there's someone, Helen Crawford, is actually chipping in about these financial reset, and I'm going to share her ideas here. Obviously, we're all fully transparent here on what people are saying, and they're saying that how long it will take. It's no need to worry about that, because it's as you said, finances is almost ingrained in us. The fear and the worry about finances is ingrained. We will have she's saying that we will have a solar flash to have help. That's what she's saying. And will there be a solar flash to help raise consciousness? That's her question. So Helen Crawford is asking, will there be a solar flash to help raise consciousness?
No. What we mean by yes and no. So, Master, first of all, we want to tell you this. It's your responsibility to raise your consciousness. There isn't an energy out there that's going to raise your consciousness for you. You are responsible for your consciousness, period. And there are solar flashes going on all the time. Have you had the chance to watch videos and things about what the surface of the sun looks like? Okay. It's a constant launching and flashing system. So this is always going on, always. Does that energy assist you in variety of your experiences here while you're a physically embodied being in an illusionary realm? Yes, it does. What if we told you that the moon has flashes as well? We'll just leave that one hanging out there for all of you, right? It's all good. It's all good.
All right. By the way, you mentioned before, and so to close this, insert about the retreat in Sarasota, Florida, November 8th to the 10th. I have been having on the top left corner of the screen all the time the QR code. If you just point your cameras of your cell phone cameras to that QR code, you will be taken to this page, and you will have all the information that you need. But you mentioned that under Siesta Beach, or Siesta Key Beach, there are tunnels. And so my question was going to be actually, can we perceive when we are above those kinds of tunnels that you mentioned that child trafficking is happening through?
Yes, Master, you are energetic beings, and it's just a sensory and awareness system for you. As you grow in your consciousness, you become hyper aware. Your frequency becomes very sensitive and very integrated with the energy frequency variations. You see, Master, because it's you. It's you. You are not a human. You are energy. You are source energy, Master, and you are coming back to the awareness of yourself, which means that you will integrate extraordinary awareness of the subtle variations of your frequency and every possibility of itself, as well as the grandiose, life-shattering movement of frequencies. Yes. You will be as aware of them as you are aware of your thoughts, as you are aware of your emotions, as you are aware of your sensory systems, as you are aware of everything outside of you and inside of you. It all comes with your intuitive nature and your acute choice to stay hyper or ultrally stated in awareness of self.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me go back to the list of questions. And yeah. Okay, so that's a question. I don't know if that question has been ever asked in the show. Let me close down the retreat information again. Point your cell phones to the upper left corner of this screen throughout the show. Hello? Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay. Wonderful. All right. So my question is, I'd like to know if I understand correctly. Is Julius, the Julius Caesar Emperor from Rome, who you channel? If so, why is he a spiritual leader instead of being incarnated, paying for all his killing?
It is a truth, Master, that we have incarnated ourselves as the Emperor of Rome more than 17 times. In those incarnated bodies, we, as you, grew our consciousness into a full awareness that we are source. There is no energy outside of you that is punishing. That is the truth. You punish your own selves through your limited thought perception of yourself, and you demonstrate the truth as it is known to you in the basis of what you can actualize and demonstrate as being love and source energy. Just like you, Master, you shall never be punished by any outside forces that would limit or take you away from being source. You limit and punish your own selves through your limited perception when you don't know that you are source. That is for every sentient being. We assure you, Master, that we have not only been the Emperor of Rome more than 17 times, but we are you. And we would never seek to punish you for a singular thought or limited perception of you not knowing yourself as source, because you're going to get there. And when you do, you will live in a glorified state of joy and bliss in that remembrance, and you will be driven to share that truth with every fractalized aspect of your own self, so that that can grow and spread into an infinite possibility of itself. Take your judgment, Master, out of any other sentient upon their journey, for if you do not, you cast judgment upon your own self. There's only one of us here.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was something else. Let me ask Greg Neumann's question. Julius, are the huge fires and hurricanes in the U.S. related to the lithium deposits in an effort to inflate the value of the U.S. dollar when this revaluation take place?
Yes, as well as other things. You know, there's extraordinary revealment that is taking place. And there's extraordinary fear that is taking place, Masters. Lean into the fear and the possibility of all things. Lean into it. Whether you realize it or not, you are being freed. You are being freed. But because of the limited perception that has bound you in being afraid of all that you are, there's still battling going on in a polarized aspected realm. But don't be afraid. If you are, you feed the fear side, Masters. Be in joy of what is being revealed, no matter what it is. The fact that it is being revealed means it has a possibility to transcend, for it cannot transcend without awareness.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Let's go to the next question. It's a little bit long, from Swift Sage. I wish to understand the source of willpower. That's a great question. It seems such a powerful thing in all aspects of daily life, yet the perception is that some people have it and some people don't. From what source does willpower spring from for the individual, and can it be cultivated? That's a great question. Thank you so much, Swift Sage.
Yeah. So willpower, Master, sounds as if it is a discipline against something that you really want to do. That is an action of the altered ego, and in most cases will fail at some point. Awareness is when you realize that you are source, as all are, all others. And your actions and demonstration of that truth are fluid and authentic and come with ease. It is a truth that with all of the illusion around you and all of the distraction around you, that you can lose sight of who you are, and you certainly can lose sight of what is the most beneficial thing for your physical body, your mental state while you are embodied, and your spiritual aspect as the light. In which case, willpower and disciplines can come into play, because they take the place of you being aware and choosing. Once you become aware and in a fully awakened consciousness state, you won't need willpower or discipline. You shall simply be the highest and most vibrational aspect of your own self in love, and nothing would pull you away from that. Nothing would. So let's get back to your question. Can you instill awareness? No. You can demonstrate your awareness and hope to inspire another to be in that state. That's what you do. A lot of souls, Master, here on this earthship are out of alignment, and they will act always with their altered ego in forms of destruction and limitations, and you can't fix that. They have to fix it. What we would support is that you demonstrate your own fixing, your own healing, and your own awareness. You would be amazed, Master, actually, at how fast and exponential that will spread. We actually promise you that that's the truth. It seems hopeless, but it is not, Master, for you shall never cease to exist. Hopeless would indicate that something could lead to an ending, and that is not a truth.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I wanted to, as you know, we're always paying attention to what happens out there, right? And I always bring like interesting stories from people that we have been able to interview in our shows for a long time. I'm going to talk about someone that we've talked about a few times, but he did something extraordinary. But the extraordinary is not that he did that because, let's say, he's in that realm, but what the reaction was. Okay, so you talk about the coach. He calls himself reality creation coach. His name is Frederick Dodson. We've done several interviews with him, and last week or in the beginning of this week, he decided to put out there on the only social media that he publishes frequently or daily, almost daily, the following, let's say, statement / strong affirmation. In the name of the Most High, I would really like to pay attention to what he wrote because you're going to like it. Okay, so in the name of the Most High, I ask that Hurricane Milton be weakened, diverted, and subverted. I command that it change its course and trickle out before reaching populated areas. I declare that it dissipates and dissolves now. I ask for protection of the people in Florida. I declare the fear-mongering of mass media void so that a supposed Category 6 storm weakened and reduced to a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, finally trickling out to nothing more than a raindrop in the sand. Nothing is impossible to the source of all things, and so this event can be reversed, stopped in its tracks, obliterated by the powers of faith, thought, word, and deed. I request immediate divine protection of Florida, its people, its animals, and its assets. I wish that hundreds of millions of other people pray, intend, and declare protection and hurricane diversion over Florida to make a real difference in the course of events. And so be it. Again, we don't have anything. We don't make money. We don't have any arrangement. It's just something, This post actually has had two different effects. Number one, believe it or not, in the beginning of the week, it was already like 4 or 5. It almost hit 6 when it was in the Gulf. And when it hit the ground, actually, it went down and down and down and down. And it got so much people reacting against him. Come on, prayer has never worked. These kind of things never worked, and actually they worked. And also something else I wanted to say is that just as he published it, it got a lot of views, many more views than this that he typically gets. So what I wanted to say is that there's this hidden, energy source that if we, and you always say that, Julius, obviously we are unstoppable human beings, right? And we have this power. And when you were also responding about who Julius is, we are all Julius, right? We are all Julius. So this is so related and such a nice demonstration or sample of what happened this week and how actually it really worked. And thousands of people were actually using this statement, this affirmation. So anyway, I just wanted to share this because this is a real example of what's going on.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to add, Kasey?
Yes, of course. We did our own halting of that energy as well. And many, many, many people did. As you said, it is amazing when a collective force of awareness gets pushed into the matrix, gets pushed in. It's like a reprogramming that is taking place. It's an upgrade is what it is. It's a wonderful. How many of you have ever been watching one of your favorite shows and everything stops and it's like, wait, we're going to do an upgrade right now. And you're like, no, right? And the upgrade comes through and it shifts everything. That's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we do to the matrix. And it's so awesome. And this is why Love is exponential. It multiplies on itself. Fear just stacks singularly. That's why they have to promote so much fear and keep stacking it and stacking it and stacking it and stacking it. It's like trying to stack sandbags up against a tsunami. If you can get just a few people to exponentially express their desire for love, balance, peace, calm, and joy for all that exists here in any type of life formation, and whoever walks on this earthship realm to have an experience in. And you are correct, Master. Isn't it awesome and fun to watch it play out? It's so much fun to see that when it happens, right? It inspires everybody, but also this. It helps to support each and every one of you that do send your energies and your thoughts in that direction, and you see it make a difference, to know that you're source, to know that you make a difference. So never stop sending out your love. Just imagine if we all did that every single day, all day long in peaceful times. They'd never be able to stir the shite up in the first place.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And another question from someone else just joined us again. Thank you so much, so much, Charity Thornton. Excuse me. The question is the following. I love this question. Again, it's one of those shows in which like this energy is like bowling. This incredible ball of energy that we are creating all together with questions and with the answers. Hey, Julius, sending love and light to you all. I found it funny that my younger niece was telling me she learned about you in school, but I know that it was all lies. Laugh out loud. Can you tell us the truth about what really happened and your relationship with Brutus? I promise I ask you. I appreciate you all.
Brutus and I did not live in the same lifetime or the same timeline. All the dates are false, and all the relationships are not supported as truth. Remember, Master, that everything written is an indoctrination to children, and most of it is an inverted truth and lies. We did not exist at the same time as Brutus.
Thank you so much. By the way, obviously there are plenty of accounts, social accounts. Obviously, you have to discern and use your discernment. But there's a lot of people that talk about false history, and I mean that's a fascinating subject, by the way. So anyway, let me go back to the questions because we have so many. All right. Okay. One second. Yeah, Amy, the artist, one. How many kryptonic volts do we have? How do you extract them? Can I learn to remove them as well? Do I require a special power or talent to do so?
So kryptonic vaults there is no set amount, Master. There's usually a minimum of about 49 of them. And then they continue to be structured by you in your own limited thoughts and your own continued belief systems, because you exist for all eternity in the simultaneous moment of now. So these vaults are unfortunately or fortunately also being influenced by all the other fractalized versions of you struggling to know yourself as source in multiple timelines, because you as you exist in an infinite array. That's not intended to be discouraging for you. We would support at this time there is only one embodied being that has the ability to remove the kryptonic vaults, because Masters, if you can't see them, you don't know what you're working with. But raise your consciousness, Master, always. Always raise your consciousness. Once you hit a 5th level of consciousness, none of the vaults affect you. In fact, most of them are transcended at that point. So seek your highest level of consciousness. It's the most extraordinary thing that you can do for your own self as an embodied, experienced being here walking on the Earthship.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I have to ask a question that Amit, I haven't not seen Amit. I don't know if Amit is here. And actually after Amit's question, I'm gonna actually also share an anecdote that happens here all the time in the show. 1 second, more questions coming in. So that's his question. I asked the question because I told him the other day I was going to answer it today, or we were going to answer it today. I asked the question on behalf of my wife, Ruchika, as she wants to know what's going on with her parents as they are constantly not keeping well. Her mother is diagnosed with depression and her father's health is constantly deteriorating. So there is some concern to know the truth.
They're vaccinated. That's what's wrong. That's what we will tell you.
All right, fair enough. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the questions here. Let me see. Okay, the first question on the list is from Sony Dean. Julius, most of the celebrities have one transgender kid. That's true. I had not realized that. What is this all about? Thank you.
It's satanic worship of Baphomet. Baphomet is a transgender. Once you reach a certain level of Satanism, you must either sacrifice a child, blood sacrifice of a child, or transgender your child. It's generally the firstborn in either case. So if you do not choose to sacrifice, then you are written in a blood contract, oath contract, to your devout following of Satanism to transgender your firstborn. That's what's going on, and that is the truth.
Awesome. A follow-up question is, how do we stay powerful in this situation?
In which situation, Master?
In the situation that we see that there are, that you explained that the Satanism makes people do that.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Master, stop worshiping them. By giving them recognition, you contribute to that worship. It's the truth. Shut them down. Shut them down. Turn the TV off and stop going to the events and stop walking into the movie theater. Stop funding them. Stop funding them. Every magazine you pick up, every time you click on something on the internet, every movie that you watch, every subscription that you write into, you are funding this. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Shut them down financially. That will take it down. We promise. We promise it will. But you won't do it. You embodied beings won't do it. Okay? And so that's the first thing that you can do. And the other thing is, which is what's going on, is that they're pulling it out and starting to reveal it. Okay? And we know that it's an inconvenience that you want to watch the Super Bowl and the baseball games and the football games, and they're all satanic worship. All holidays are satanic worship. Stop celebrating them. Masters, when you become aware that everything is energy, you are participating with your thoughts and your emotions to the energy of either love or fear. And you have no idea how much you're contributing. And yes, we understand that it's an inconvenient truth. And we understand that it's inconvenient not to get together with your friends in their state of full ignorance that they're supporting a satanic holiday and sit around and drink alcohol with them. Okay? You're all excusing your participation to inconvenience and ignorance. That's not us judging you. That's us just simply answering your question and divulging a truth. So if you want to stop feeding the energy of it, Master, stop feeding the energy of it. And instead feed the energy of love and awareness and encourage all others to do so. You would be amazed at how easily that helium balloon could be deflated.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And that was the last question of today's show. Incredibly fast. And again, the anecdote I wanted to share with everybody is that, because obviously I see everybody who's connecting, everybody that's doing, that's joining the show, that's leaving the show, everything on the chat. Every time that we have one of these special moments that something happens and then suddenly everybody starts like talking about it and making even replicas online and everything. It's incredible how the show attracts more people and more people and more people. So the shows in which there's some special thing happening energy wise. For some reason, the internet also attracts more viewers to our show. And I have seen this over and over and over and over again. And obviously, we have to thank you for that because you are with us every single day. Any final comments, Kasey, Julius?
It is an amazing year. There is no doubt about it. We spoke of it at the beginning of the year that this is a transformation year. It's crazy. Everybody, keep your vibration up. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. We're here to help you do that. Find any way possible to do it for yourselves. Spread the love. Spread the possibility for all of you. We will continue to do it with you. We will continue to do it with you, right? Because there's no better time spent than the company of amazing other souls, right? So feeling extremely blessed and in so much gratitude for all of you. We hope you all are able to see everyone in your lives that same way and ride that wave of high vibration for everybody's truth to be known.
All right. So thank you. Thank you so much, everybody joining us today again. I'm sure that you have enjoyed our conversation with Julius as much as we have from here, from the US, from the center, south, and the southeast of the US. It's been a pleasure to be with you. More to come next show. It's going to be October 17th, the 79th show, of the Ask Julius show. Another incredible show. We're keeping track of all the questions that weren't responded today. We were like 9 questions not responded today, plus the ones. Oh my God, we have so many questions. There's going to be something that we have to do with so many questions. Kasey and Julius, but anyway, it's been a pleasure. We are so happy that you want to know so many things. And we always have these incredible questions. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being with us. See you next week. Remember, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US, every single Thursday. We love you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.